welcome to The Late Shift. I'm your host, Mary Sampey, and we're here at the canteen. We're going to have a really fun show for you tonight. We're going to be promoting an event that happens every single year in Connellsville, and it's the Polar Bear Plunge. We'll be right back.
I'm Brienne.
And I'm Jackie.
And this is Challenge Accepted, and we're at the Polar Bear Plunge.
We sure are in Connellsville today. Yes. Look at all the people around.
There's so many people. I wasn't expecting the drive over. Legit, I checked my dashboard, 5 degrees today.
Yeah. I woke up and it was 0, and I thought, what am I thinking? What am I thinking?
I think right there. That's okay. Okay, you ready?
We're running. Okay, we got this. Oh my God, my toes are burning. My legs are burning. Please move. We're so cold. He's walking. Oh my goodness, he's red. Oh, my toes are burning. This guy's walking in front of us. He needs to move a little faster. I just got squished. Okay. Oh, look, the little girls. Oh, look, they're so cold. Oh, it's okay. Oh, okay. All right. We made it. Okay. Oh, it's warm. Oh, it's warm. Let's go back to where the turbo heater is.
Yeah, my legs hurt so
the whole way back. The whole way back. Okay.
Woo! Okay. I can't feel my legs. We went knee deep though,
We
right?
did. We were knee deep.
Hi, and welcome back to The Late Shift. I'm your host, Mary Sampey, and we are here tonight with a very colorful cast of characters. We are here with the Connellsville Polar Bear Clubs. Thank you for being here on the show.
Our pleasure.
Thanks for inviting us.
We're excited to have you, and it sounds like it's a really, really fun event. So we thought that we would talk about it, especially because you are having a big anniversary coming up.
Yeah. We are. It's our 15th year anniversary. May I call you Mary instead of Miss Sampey?
Yes, yes.
It's our 15th.
We don't need to be official here, but let me officially introduce you. So here we have Frank Jacobansky. Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
It's Frank, but it's
Frank.
fine.
Okay, Frank. Francis. Mike Parlak is joining us, and as well as Bruce James. So thank you guys. So you're celebrating 15 years of crazy people jumping in the Youghiogheny River.
Yes.
And why don't you first tell us a little bit about yourselves, what you guys do, where you live, that kind of thing.
Well, my name is Frank Jacobansky. I live in Connellsville. I wasn't born here, but I married into Connellsville, which apparently happens to a lot of people. They marry into a town, but it's been a marriage made in heaven, Mary.
I agree.
So I'm a dentist. I work in Normalville. I've been up there for 32 years. And you talk about heaven on earth. You think Connellsville's good. Normalville's just fantastic. So that's my bio.
Is it very normal?
More than you could imagine.
Oh, okay.
So.
And Frank still does work with wooden dentures. Anybody out there?
Oh, nice promotion.
Bruce can attest to that.
And Mercury Fans. Mike Parlak. I'm retired after 22 years from the Connellsville Area Police Department. Originally from Allegheny County. Have lived in Connellsville since 1985. I retired to take a job working for the Connellsville Area School District, basically doing the same thing, policing. So I'm actually the Director of Security and Attendance for the district, and I've known these two guys for probably almost as long as I've been in this town. So that's my story.
Very good.
My name is Bruce James, and I'm originally from Connellsville. I left for about 10 years once I graduated college. Been back here now 20. I'm a school administrator. Actually, I work at the Career and Technical Center. I'm the director at this time. And these guys, I've known them probably 30 years. And the story you're about to hear is very true of how this came about and how Dr. Jacob Mansky got me involved in the Polar Bear Club, but I'm happy to be here this evening.
Very good.
You're basically out of this conversation now, Mary.
That's fine. I'm just hanging out. You just go. You just do what you're gonna do.
So you're probably going to ask how this started.
Yeah, I would love to know how this got started. Now, are there other people in the club? How many people are on this? Is it a board of Polar Bear directors?
It's not a board, but there was a lot more original members when we started, but
This is what happened. So I don't know if you're at this age yet with your kids, but we used to go to these banquets for St. Rita's basketball, great group, all these other groups. So you would sit at these banquets, and they were just wonderful, and your mind would wander. And so I was sitting there at this banquet one day, and I'm thinking, we have this river in Connellsville, it's the Yawk, and why don't we jump in the river on January 1st? So I went up to Vinny Trainer, who, as a lot of people know him. I said, hey, Vinny, let's jump in the river on New Year's Day. And that was the make or break point for this group. And Vinny said, sure, why not? So that was how it started. Go ahead.
So then they came to scouting, which is another place we spent our young lives together. Our kids were all in scouts, and they said it again there.
So you said, sure, why not?
Sure, why not?
And then Dr. Jacob Mansky approached me, just how things got in order. I was on city council at the time.
Okay.
And he said, we'd like to have someone, and he knew me. I think Frank coached my son in youth soccer in the summertime. He said, we'd like to have someone from the city. Would you be interested in jumping in? And I said, sure. And that's how it was.
And that was it. That was it.
That's how it was born.
So we that first year, we didn't know what to expect. Actually, when Bruce and I went down and took our publicity picture for the Carrier, we had never been in this river. So we took our shoes off and put our feet in, and it was unbelievably, horribly cold.
Like, this is a horrible idea.
Horrible. Yeah. We're thinking, what is going on here? But at that point, we were committed to it. So
you kind of had to go for it.
So we had 41 people the first year, and we had to beg. We knew pretty much everybody then. We had to beg people and try to get them in, and we just had fun times. So we just went down to York Park and actually Vic Gasparo, who just passed away, great guy for this community. Vic Gasparo was the official counter downer, and so he counted from 10 to 1, and we just all ran in, and we all got the.
Did you go all the way in
the
first year?
We all got the heck out of there as fast as we could.
Under and back up, and it just takes your breath away. Nancy, how many original members are still jumping? Like, did it every year?
11.
There's
11 and
only
a half, because Bruce technically did it every year. But he had this knee surgery.
Oh, man.
I don't know. We're not sure about that.
He's getting an exemption, Frank. Come on.
Excuses.
Right.
I missed 1 year. Yep, I've been knee operated.
No,
so can people still join to be a part of this club?
Frank. He put his foot in. It's a count. We count.
Well, as long as you get wet. Okay.
It's like breaking the plane in football. We're counting.
Sorry, Mary.
You're good. You're good.
So anyway, and you should see us when we're drinking. But anyway.
Yeah.
We can go to Bud's after this if you want to.
So anyway, there's not an official club per se.
Okay.
It's just we call it a club because what else would you call it? We weren't that creative when we came up with the name, but we were smart enough to get shirts the first year, and as long as you have a shirt, it validates you.
So anyone that jumps in is immediately part of the club.
Yes.
Yeah.
They can put their foot in. They can go up to their knee, up to their waist.
And they come from everywhere, man.
Yep.
People come from all over.
Yeah.
Different countries. We've had at least, how many countries have we had, Nancy, represented? 5 or 6? Australia.
Really?
Norway.
What?
Yeah.
They didn't come
serious?
specifically for the job.
No, but they were here.
They were here
They were in
anyway.
town.
Right.
So they figured they would do
we're
it.
international.
We're counting it.
And
we're like NATO.
This is something I say because when we started this, there was probably a dozen people, planners, and people setting things up. As the years went by, people would drop off, people would come on, and everyone has kids that were growing up. It just seemed like us three stayed with it.
Yeah.
And this is what I say to these guys every year because, Frank, we have a meeting probably the 1st of December. We'll meet at Frank's house and go over everything, but we've been doing it so long. There's 6 or 7 things Frank does, 6 or 7 Mike takes care of. I set up about 4 or 5 with fire and the EMS and all that. And one thing I always said was, as long as we keep it as a community activity, a community service, we never wanted to do something where it turned into making money or doing this, or so you had to pay to be in it.
Right.
It's just something that brought the
fun.
community together.
Yeah.
I just want to say this, and I'll let one of these guys talk to it. Frank said 41 people jump in the first year. The last 4 or 5 years, we've had anywhere from 200 to 500 people jump in.
Wow.
So that's how it's grown, over, depending on the weather and everything. But that's one of the things that I always liked about it, and we kind of know each other. We're going to do each year, and it works out. We don't even have to ask. We just set everything up.
Yeah, so when you guys sit down together for that meeting, what kind of things need to take place in order to make sure that everyone stays safe and that the event happens?
We do a lot of cookie eating first.
Yeah, we do a lot of,
Okay.
It's
Christmas
never have
cookie
meetings till the Christmas cookies
Right,
are
Christmas
made.
cookies have to be made first before we do any meetings.
So this is what's involved. This is a community-wide event. The Fayette EMS, Mike knows you handle this.
Well, you want me to talk
Yeah,
about
Mike will talk about this.
Well, actually, Bruce is part of it too. The fire department, the New Haven Hills Fire Department comes down. The Connellsville City Police come down. Fayette EMS comes down. They set up a heating tent down there. They have all their rescue equipment. They even bring their rescue boat in case there's a problem. Thank the Lord we've never had a problem. You know, where
We haven't lost anybody yet.
We haven't lost.
Very proud about that.
Hey, but you know,
Very proud.
Yes.
We've gone in under some crazy conditions. You know, we don't cancel.
No.
This is-
No matter what.
This is it's
We're
not
like football used
right?
to
It's not
be.
baseball. There's no rainouts. Okay, it's football.
Do you get
we're going
mad
in.
if it's warm?
Well, when that happens, we'll see what happens.
Believe it or not, I'll tell you what I do because it makes the water worse.
Colder.
Oh, when you're warm and then you jump in because the water's
yeah.
always somewhere around
Right.
36 degrees. So
Yeah.
when you jump in and you've been standing out in 60-degree weather, it's 1,000 times
Yeah,
worse.
that's
When
true.
it's really, really cold, colder than the water temperature, it's nothing. It's great.
But anyway, Fayette EMS, the boat.
The New Haven Hills Fire Department rescue boat and their crews come down, firefighters.
Nice.
Connellsville Police.
Connellsville Police come down, their auxiliary that comes out. There's such a huge amount of people. You know, they do traffic control out on the streets and stuff, watching for parking and this and that as well. So,
And we have, just to add to Mike, we have the CAEA, the Connellsville Area Education Association. The teachers come down and serve free hot chocolate to everybody.
Nice.
They've been doing it for years now. And also, shout out to Mike's buddy, our buddy, John Hammond.
Yeah.
John comes down and DJs.
so
He
the
plays
DJs
music.
plays music.
That's
Yeah.
Big
awesome.
speakers throughout the whole thing, leading up to and then afterwards. Also, I'll give Mike here a plug. Him and his family, they bring big piece of firewood down, and they set up two big fires that morning before the jump, so that people can stand by
My
them after
son,
with their hot
Nick,
chocolate.
Nice.
Nick does that.
Yep.
Yeah, we bring a whole lot of wood. It's
Yeah,
a
it's
fun
all
time.
wood.
And people, listen, it's funny, you know, the community aspect of it is people stick around afterwards and they hang out and they talk.
Yeah.
And they actually have nice communication and, you know, some people roast hot dogs, some people
We have a guy
Train things.
comes out from Pittsburgh every year from, what's his name, Nancy? Pete. Pete comes down from Pittsburgh every year, and he brings champagne, and we have a little champagne toast, and we do, and he roasts hot dogs.
We
And,
had a Santa Claus one year. I think
Did he jump in?
I think he,
Oh, no.
I think he had too many iced teas.
Oh, okay.
He was standing into his waist, and we had to ask him to get out of there. But
yeah.
he was Father Christmas way after Christmas.
I think he was just suffering from hypothermia and didn't know it
Yeah.
of the brain. But I was going to say something. Oh, one of the traditions that I hope we can bring this back, but I don't know. It's gone by the wayside because the place that Nancy used to get this from was part of my favorite. She used to get this wonderful fruitcake.
Fruitcake.
New York.
Fruitcake?
New York, right?
Texas.
I'm not into the fruitcake.
Oh,
You would if you
if you had this fruitcake, Mary.
when you come down this year, we'll give you a piece, and it'll change your mind.
Is it soaked in rum or something?
It's the most wonderful
moist?
fruitcake you've ever had in your life.
Nancy could do that.
I'm not
She
into
soaked
the
that in rum.
It was
it?
really
Oh,
good.
it
The
was
fruitcake
the
was
best.
just great.
We
I'll have
used
to take
take
your
a
word
chunk-
on it for that
Take
one.
a chunk of that, have a toast, stand around
chunk.
the fire, and chunk. We used to chunk it. Yeah.
Well, when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the event, what time the event starts, if you would like to take part of it. We'll be right back. welcome back to the Late Shift. I'm here with members of the Connellsville Polar Bear Club, and we are talking about Polar Bear Plunge. And it's a once-a-year event that we have right here in Connellsville on New Year's Day, the day that we're supposed to just get into anything new and exciting and cleanse us of anything horrible that has happened throughout the year by jumping into 36-degree water. So that sounds like a really fun time. So tell us, if you would like to participate in the plunge, what time is it and exactly where is it on the river?
It is January 1st, 11 o'clock in the morning. And we jump at 11 o'clock. People usually get there between 10 and 10:30, I would say, because of parking issues. And we have a group photo at 10:45. And then everybody lines up on the bank, and everybody runs in at one time. And then everybody screams, and everybody runs back out. I think that would be accurate.
Except for the people that go under and lose their breath and can't breathe because it's so cold it sucks the breath right out.
Stops your heart.
It's right down in Yacht River Park.
Yes.
And when they get there, what do they need to bring? Do they need to bring anything with them to be prepared?
Bruce? Okay, what they need to bring, you have to wear shoes. You have to wear old shoes. Now, every year at the end of a jump, we must find 10 shoes that people have left. So either they've been ripped off because of the water, or people just took them off. But bring shoes because it's rocky down there, and then bring clothes to change into.
Yeah, you do have to because listen, you do not want to be standing around in that. Even with the fires, you don't want to be standing out in that kind of weather in wet clothes. You go into the warming tent, get whatever.
When they
go into the restroom, get out of the wet clothes if you're sticking around. If you're going to roll, then that's a different story. But
we ask they bring an extra pair of shoes and have a pair of tennis shoes on their feet when they go in the river. Come out, they have an extra pair of clothes. Most of them wear shorts and maybe a t-shirt. They come out. There's warming tents, one for men and one for women. They go in there and change, and then they come back out and they can stick around with the hot chocolate and the fire. Some of them stay, some of them leave. But we also have the folks, when they get there, they sign a big sign-in sheet that Nancy and Karen have.
My wife's she's very compulsive and anal retentive, so she makes everybody's, and I say that with all due respect, Nancy.
She's not even up here to defend herself.
Dan, I think that's just
Nancy, I would
thorough.
never say something like that.
Everybody signs in, so we have this big computer printout of everybody who's already jumped, and there's probably 1,300 or 1,400 people total, I'm guessing.
If you've been there before, you can just check.
Yes, we just check because we like to see who's there. Because
see how many years they get it in under their belt.
To do.
But they can sign in, and then afterwards they can pick up an order form. They can either order a picture or a shirt or both, or however many they want. There's order forms there. And the shirts are different each year. So but with that, what I normally do, because I usually do some announcements, Mike and I, at the beginning while everyone's there. I want to recognize Nancy, Jacob Ansky, and Karen Parlak, which are Frank and Mike's wives. They have been behind the scenes doing so much for little thanks for 14 years now. So I want to recognize them here on this show too.
Oh, the logistics of this couldn't work without them, that's for darn sure.
And you're also going to be collecting canned goods, I understand, that day?
Yes, when we first I'm sorry, well, I don't like that dead space.
Well, there's dead space. Sometimes you're going to have dead space, Frank.
That's radio.
And we're not pros.
But anyway,
so Mary's the only pro here, Frank.
I don't know what that
It's like David Letterman and Paul Schaefer.
So anyway, so we first did it. We did it on a whim. We just jumped in and jumped out, and then we thought, well, you know what? We should do something for the community. So we asked everybody the second or third year to bring canned, non-perishable foods, and they collected it for St. Vincent de Paul. And then a couple years later, we switched to the community ministries because Chipper Owen come in, and we thought he could benefit from it greatly. So everybody should bring food, non-perishable food. They don't take monetary donations. People always come down and ask. They would rather not because we don't have anything to do with money at this jump, but they bring food. And they usually fill up a truck. And it's for the community ministry. And apparently it's their big... It's the start to the year for it restocks their food pantry.
And especially at that time of year when it gets cold, people are so in need and they just can't even keep that pantry stocked enough. And especially if you have things like ready prepared meals. I know a lot of us bring like our old cans of fruit and vegetables, and I'm certain they would appreciate that as well. But if you have things like macaroni and cheese. I know peanut butter and jelly, because even if you don't have a stove, you can make yourself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You know, canned soups, those kinds of things. That's a ready prepared meal is definitely something. Sure, paper products, those kinds of things that people can bring. And I think it's a really wonderful thing because it's a positive thing to start the year. It's something fun and lighthearted, and we all need that nowadays to start off the year on a good note. And it's something that also benefits the community, gets us talking to each other, and enjoying. So other than that, what do you think makes someone want to actually jump in? Because I have like zero desire to do that. What makes them want to do it?
Here's what I would say from the people I talked to over the years. A lot of people you don't realize, but it's on their bucket list. Once they hear about it, they want to try it. A lot of them have done it once and never will do it again, but the number of people who do it once each year is a lot. But we have a lot of people who do it and they stay with it year after year, and it's like a community event.
It's a tradition.
One disclaimer, I'll say this before we finish up, is we do this, we plan the resources that are provided at the riverfront, but we always say this, and Nancy has it in the announcements that I make, and Mike makes it too, this is on your own. We have a little area where they go in. By no means is this coordinated. This is a natural resource, the river. This is something you do on your own. So there's no one person, and people using good judgment and common sense when they get in, they know how far to get in and then come back out. But it's a great community thing that has built support over the years.
I don't know about anybody else, but I'm going to tell you, it's almost habit forming now to do this. I mean, you just know that's what you're going to do. But listen, I don't know if this is real. I don't really care whether it is or not. I believe that it is. I have faith that it is. I never get a flu shot. I've never gotten a flu shot. I jump in that river. I don't get sick. I don't get sick all winter. I don't know if it's just what it is about going under that ice.
Cold remedy.
I don't know what it is.
Jump in the river.
Ice cold water.
Actually,
it makes you feel.
Really?
Your body feels so good for just weeks.
Feel alive.
Absolutely. I mean, it is, and it's fun.
Makes you feel alive.
My wife it puts together this big book of pictures from the website every year, and she brings the old ones down, and we put all this out. So you got to look at some of the facial expressions and stuff of people. It'll make you laugh for a long time.
Do you go all the way in?
Yeah.
You submerge like a baptism?
I do.
Full submerge.
We always have.
Wow. Wow, that's pretty.
I've been a little lax in that lately.
Franklin Delano Romanowski goes into his waist.
Well, you know, I'm getting older. You know, I'm getting older, and you gotta watch that heart. You gotta watch that ticker.
I get it.
Yeah.
Are there any like funny stories, or I know the mayor's done it. He does it every year, doesn't he?
The mayor is a trooper. He's a trooper. He comes down.
He's a good guy.
Everything.
Yes, he is.
He was there the first year, and he did it, and he just loved it. And I tell you what, he probably brought 20 or 30 more people.
That's great.
But if one of you guys want to tell the story, one of the best years was not last year, but about 5 years ago when the ice was about 3 foot thick.
Yeah.
So we're there a couple of days before. The river was completely frozen over. Were you in town for that? It was just frozen. The whole river was frozen.
A bunch of ice sheets
I wouldn't have been
down.
here yet.
So we were walking halfway over the river, and we don't see any water. So we didn't know what we were going to do. So we thought we'd cancel it.
No, that'll never happen.
It's football, Frank.
It was like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. You know, we thought we'd have to cancel it this year. So, so Bruce and I and Jim Hine bought that point.
Easy. Watch what you say about how we did this.
Okay.
We had a guiding angel.
So anyway, so we're walking up down the river the day before, and they said, well, we should cancel it. And well, there's this little 2-foot section. So we had talked to the Army Corps of Engineers about dynamiting the river. They, for some strange reason, they did not think that was a good idea. So they said, well, there's nothing you could do because you can't bring heavy machinery into the river to break up the ice because you would pollute the river because there's oil from the machines. Sure. So when we walked back, lo and behold, it was like a gift from heaven, wasn't it, Mike?
Somebody
this backhoe mysteriously appeared right in this river and was digging out this ice. And I just don't know what happened.
It dug out a section, probably.
It was a miracle.
15 by 15.
God wanted you to have
It was
it.
a big circle.
Wanted you to have
Big
people
circle,
jump in.
And you went in right from the boat ramp, which was, there's a concrete ramp. But what we had to do is 500 people,
groups.
we had to go in groups of 20.
Which was fun.
And we got to see their faces
It
coming
was
out.
really fun.
Oh my gosh.
It was amazing because that was so bad, and there's pictures of it. I have pictures of me and my oldest walked out on the river where the ice sheets had pushed down and kept building up like a big mountain out there, and we were standing on them out in the middle of the river. Like it was just ice the whole way across, and it was thick.
That was probably the best year. It was just a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it was a lot of
I
fun.
love the costumes. Some of the people's
Costumes.
yeah.
Okay, we don't have an official costume prize yet, and we probably never will. But some people wear costumes. The best was the drunken Santa Claus comes every year.
Batman,
Mark Hoffman,
Superman, Wonder Woman,
Wow.
Spider-Man. We've had all different kinds.
Really
of,
cool.
Yeah.
Really a lot of fun.
I remember one.
Elves.
Oh, yeah.
We've had elves. We've had people actually in polar bear suits. We've had people.
We have a guy who walks around like a polar bear. You should come down just to see that guy in the polar bear suit.
Well, I see you have two of you have your official original shirts on from 15 years ago.
Yes,
Yeah, that's not
15
too bad. That I mean, I don't blame you for not being able to find a 15-year-old shirt. We don't judge you. That's an 8-year-old shirt. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. But, I think we need to make it the biggest year yet. So everyone needs to come out. It's 15-year celebration of people jumping in the river. So I think you guys should plan something special, like maybe a costume contest or something important.
What would you suggest? You're in public relations and communications. You know how to do
Communications? I know nothing. I know Jesus. And I don't know. If it doesn't have to do with Jesus, I'm not really sure. I'll have to think about it.
So,
That's not a
We're
bad
mulling over some ideas and different things.
mulling
But
them over.
Yeah,
while-
think of
while
something
we're,
special. We'll think about it.
While we have a lull, we talk when we're off camera, us three, and would like to invite Mr. Flake behind the camera to come down and video.
you'd be
And
there.
Mary would like you to get in with us on January 1st so we can video and make a little show about it. If you're interested, we'd really like that.
That sounds like a horrible time.
I don't know.
And
it's more fun than you would ever think. It's more fun than you would ever think.
if I can stay in the car till the second we're ready to.
Oh, that makes it worse.
No, that's,
Yeah?
You want to get out there and get acclimated.
I don't know.
You got to get acclimated.
Acclimated.
We acclimate.
Well,
yes.
I'll think about it. I do like a good dare, so I will consider it. So thank you for the challenge. Thank you for being here. Thank you for providing something really fun for the community to get behind every year.
Yep.
And we really appreciate you being here. And we're going to also share your Facebook page.
Yep.
So if people would like to get on there, look at some of the pictures
Yep.
of some of the people going in. And it's at 11 o'clock, January 1st at Yacht River Park. We'll hope you'll be there. And thank you so much for joining us on The Late Shift.
Thank you.
Thank
our
you,
pleasure,
Mary.
Mary.
Thank you, guys.
Can I take 1 second?
Yeah,
I forgot to
go ahead,
thank
Mike.
somebody.
Oh, go ahead. It's like the Academy Awards.
It
I won't
is.
start
You
the
know what?
music.
One of the groups that I left out, and I feel really horrible about this because they have always been come through for us, is the Connellsville area, street and rec department down there. They get the park already, get the restrooms already, get everything set up. If we need tables or anything that we need done down there, they get it squared away for us, and I apologize for when I was
They do a good
naming
job.
the other groups that I didn't name them.
Yeah, absolutely. And they do a really great job year round, especially at a time where there's not that many people down by the park. That they would be willing to come out and clean it up for you guys and get it all ready.
Well, one more thing, because he just made me think of it now. Our picture, we do a beautiful group picture, and I got to throw a shout out to Kenny Brooks Jr. KB Photos does the photo every year, and he develops them. You can buy from him. So he's been doing them since year one. So he does a good job for us also.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And yeah, absolutely. And thank you for joining us tonight. And have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you.